Good evening, everyone. We are live once again on three platforms: Facebook, LinkedIn, as well as YouTube. And happy to be here. And as I said, doing this live session every day for the next couple of days, and I'm sure it'll continue. So, what is the topic that we have chosen today? Is again a very interesting, very useful topic for every working professional. 8 things to fast track your career growth. That is what I'm going to share about today. So 8 things plus, let me say that in the beginning itself there is going to be a very important and powerful bonus tip. Obviously it'll come towards the end, so keep watching. And before I start this sharing, let me also mention, which I've been talking ever since I started this daily Facebook Live, that there is a festive offer that I've created for my CATS Bootcamp. What is CATS Bootcamp? Career Acceleration Through Self Discipline. So, what is the special offer? Because this is a festive season, so I thought, let let me create an opportunity for more and more and more number of people to benefit from the conversations that I have. And the offer that I've created is that one person joins and that person can invite one more person to benefit from the boot camp. And boot camp, let me say this, is one of the very powerful programs that you might have ever come across. So how do you go about registering in that boot camp? So here is a link, and this link will also be shared in the comment section, right? So let me share that right away. So I've already shared, and it posts from here in some platforms, and wherever it is not posted from here, uh, our team will make sure that you have that access to the link, and that link is very broadly, very clearly displayed on the screen also. So I look forward to you being a part of that boot camp. And let me also say this: we have started getting response and registrations through this effort that we are collectively making as a team. So, 8 things to fast track your career growth. What are those 8 things? I'm sure now you are keen to look to them, look forward to them, understand them, and start putting them into practice. And this word is again very important. Start putting them into practice. Ultimately, it boils down to taking an action. I always say this, so I'm reiterating that. Ultimately, it boils down to taking an action. The moment you start taking an action, it'll start showing its results over a period of time. So, what is the first thing that you need to do is first thing that you need to demonstrate is give your best to work. Your best, you decide what is your best. And as long as you are giving your best, not withholding anything inside, stretching yourself as and when required, that's when you start getting the visibility. That's when you start getting recognition. That's when your productivity goes up. That's when your quality of work goes up. All this ultimately counts towards career growth. So be clear, absolutely clear about this, that you will be required to give your best to the work. And let me say this: why this point has got my attention is because many working professionals are doing just their jobs. All working professionals are not giving their best to the work they are doing. So that is why it needs to be highlighted, it needs to be emphasized. Are you giving your best to your work or not? Because ultimately, if you want to grow in your career, if you want to fast track your career growth, obviously it will come only through your work. And when you are giving your best to your work, it starts getting noticed, it starts getting recognized, and ultimately it benefits you. So this is the first important point, that give your best to the work that you do. Second important thing, which is to my mind, is You will need to remain relevant. And to remain relevant, learning is what needs to be an integral part of your life. And again, I will say the negative side of it first. Once we get into jobs, our learning curve starts dropping. Do you agree with me? So if you agree with me, just type yes in the chat box if you agree with me. And also, I request that whosoever is watching this, please share it in your network so that more and more number of people benefit from this conversation. And let me say this, our conversation is always very, very simple and easy to implement. You must have already noticed that. So continuous learning is very important if you want to stay relevant. If you look at the past couple of months, years, the challenging times have been there in organizations across the country, across the globe. And in these challenging times, many people have been told to leave the organizations. And when this situation comes, who is the person who is likely to be retained in the organization? Only the person who is giving, who is contributing, who stays relevant, and who is learning. And when it comes to learning, I always emphasize 2 points. One, one part of learning has to be self driven. You need to take initiative in your own personal time, maybe invest some bit of your money also for your learning. That's what is very important. Second part of it is that whichever opportunity comes to you for learning through your organization, you must capitalize on that opportunity. When you attend a training program which is sponsored by your organization, one, you must participate in that. You participate in that wholeheartedly in an attempt to grab the maximum out of that program. That needs to be your intention. And that's when you will start benefiting, you will stay relevant, and you will be able to contribute more to the work that you are doing. So, this is point number two. Third point, again, is a behavior which is very important for working professionals. Do all of them demonstrate that? Perhaps not. So ask for what you want. What does it mean? Let me specify that. Maybe what is the kind of project that you want to work in? What is the kind of vertical that you want to work in? What is the kind of team that you want to work in? Location, role, responsibility, and also what is the kind of money that you want to get paid. All this needs to be told. Please understand that no one can read your mind. No one can read your mind, and many times you will be required to express. Though more expressive you are, the more people will know what you require, what you need, and perhaps they will start creating opportunities and possibilities for you to do the kind of work you want to do, work with the kind of people you want to work with, and also get compensated well for the work that you're doing. So ask for what you want. Don't feel shy about that. Many people withhold, just thinking like, what will others think if I ask for it? Whatever others think, it's not really your problem. You are having the right intent. You are expressing what you have in your heart, in your mind, and that's the right thing to do. So ask for what you want. Fourth point is a continuation of this, so to say. Grab opportunities to express. How will organizational people who are significant, who are taking decisions, how will they come to know what are the capabilities that you are holding inside unless you express? So let me give you a couple of examples of this. You are sitting in a meeting and there is a point being discussed and debated. There are ideas being sought. Do you raise your hand to express yourself? Grab such opportunities to express. And here also, many times people withhold themselves thinking, maybe my idea is not so good. You don't need to judge about that. The world will judge that. The world will take a decision about that. And let us say, even if some of your ideas are not considered, it does not mean that you stop expressing yourself. Many times it happens that you get reprimanded for some of the ideas that are shared, and that reprimand takes all your efforts and energy inside you, and you say, no one listens to me here, and let me stop expressing. Perhaps that's not a very good idea to put into practice. So you need to continue to grab those opportunities to express. Second example that I'm giving is, let us say you have to uh, you are being asked that would you like to take an opportunity to interact with a client. So grab that opportunity. That is also an opportunity to express. Let us say there is a presentation to be made, and it's an open invitation, who would like to do this presentation. So grab such opportunities, because when you keep on expressing yourself, couple of things happen. One, obviously, you become visible to the world around you. Second thing that happens is, this is very important but very subtle, it is that your confidence keeps going up, and your confidence is ultimately what is going to contribute to fast track your growth, isn't it? So if you think that this idea is good, please type good in the chat box if you like this idea. So grab opportunities to express. The next important and interesting point is network within and outside the organization. Within and outside the organization. So you can treat it as one point, you can treat it as 2 points. Networking, what does it mean? You need to develop connections with people, connections related to your domain, connections related to people who help others to get into roles and responsibilities, which means people from HR fraternity, and people who are significant, who are role models. So when you start doing this networking within and outside the organization, within the organization, people notice that, yes, this person is a go-to person, this person is well connected, and others respect and reward that. And when you network outside the organization, as and when a need arises, not necessarily related to job change, it may be related to solving a problem, it may be related to collaboration. You need to grab such opportunities where you are able to network with people, and you can do it on digital platforms. There are plenty of them. And another thing that you can do is, you can go to events where people with similar minds, similar interests, they come together. And in every city of significance, such events keep on happening. And many of such events, you can just walk in and attend such events. So grab such opportunities. Another important point that I would like to emphasize is, you need to be mentored. You need to be mentored. Just wait. Yeah. You need to find a mentor for yourself. What does it mean? And here is a question for you. At whichever level of work experience that you are, whether you are a beginner, whether you are in the middle management, just ask yourself, if you have a mentor right from today, let's say for the next 10 years, next 20 years, next 30 years of your life, do you think it will make a significant difference to the way you progress in your career? I'm sure your answer is going to be yes. So look for a mentor, and that mentor can be within the organization, that mentor can be from outside the organization. Again, it doesn't really matter where that person is from, but you need to connect with someone with whom you can discuss, with from whom you can seek guidance, and perhaps from where you will get connected to many opportunities that may come in your way over a period of time. So this is another important point. Next important point that I would like to emphasize is that you need to start taking initiative. Initiative may be related to the work, initiative may be related to something which does not directly relate to the work. So let us say there is an event being organized. Let's say there's a blood donation camp. Let's say there's a plantation drive. Let's say there is a sports event. Let's say there is a cultural evening. For all such events, obviously, organization needs people who can take roles and responsibilities so that event goes successfully and also creates the right kind of image in the environment. And if you take initiative, obviously it will require a little stretch for you, because in addition to the work that you're doing, uh, it will demand your time and your energy and your effort. However, this has a direct contribution to growth in your career. So take initiative. And when it comes to volunteering for certain social responsibility initiatives of the organization, and every organization has to commit something to that CSR initiatives, as they are called. So grab those opportunities where you can volunteer. You may be required to go to a child care center or some education initiative or hygiene drive or saving lakes and water bodies. Variety of initiatives are there. Whichever you feel connected to, volunteer for that and see how it contributes to your visibility, your credibility. People start noticing you for the kind of initiatives and volunteering efforts that you do. And that again has a contribution to your growth. And the last point that I'm sharing is ask for feedback. Feedback is one of the very, very, very powerful tools which can help every individual to grow. Now, a couple of ideas about feedback are these. One, seek feedback from people who think, who you think will contribute to your growth, who will be willing, who will be interested in your growth. Seek feedback from them. Second is every feedback does not need to be taken to heart. Every feedback needs to be processed by you and then taken a decision about. Every feedback is not to be implemented. Remember this. And one example that I came across in conversation with one of the working professionals. So there is a kind of 360 feedback comes as to people at different levels tell how is this person. So there are very good things being said about the person. There may be certain areas of improvement being mentioned. So what I was told by this person was, I feel very good when I get to know what is good about me, and it needs to be felt like that. However, this person said that after paying attention to the appreciations, the positives that I've received, I then immediately go on to finding what's an area of improvement which has been conveyed to me by various people. And then I start seeing where I can make a beginning to improve myself. Because once you improve, what does it mean? You are ready to move to the next level. So this is the possibility that comes only from feedback, and only when you put the feedback that you receive into action. Now, coming to the last point, and last is a bonus tip, as I said. This is perhaps the beginning has to be from this, but I thought let me give it as a bonus tip. And this is always, always believe in yourself. Always believe in yourself, in your capabilities, in your values, in your beliefs. And all these can be worked upon and improved. A limiting belief can be converted into an empowering belief, right? Values can be put into action. So believe in your own capabilities. That's when the world will believe in you. My way of saying it is, your belief in yourself is kind of pasted here, and the world is able to read that. And once you are showing that I believe in myself, world also reads something the same way, that we are ready to believe in you. And who gets responsibilities at higher levels? A person who believes in himself or herself, right? So with this, I come to the closure of today's live session. It was good 20 minutes conversation with you all. I invite you to start asking questions. Let me see if there is any comment which has come from any of the platforms. So I don't see it yet. However, if you start joining, start asking questions, that will become even more interesting way to have conversation with you all. And my intention, my idea is to continue to add value from whatever little experience that I have gained over a period of time. So look forward to meet you again, uh, most probably tomorrow. And let's see what is the topic that we come up with tomorrow. Bye bye, and stay safe, stay healthy. Bye bye.